Oh. I don't see how we can make bigger enemies.
To be offended or frightened of everything.
So you've become like the sort of Tony Scarface of podcasting.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday, and welcome to the morning show. So glad to have you all here again this week. Lovely day, lovely week.
Are you okay? Did you have a stroke? What was that?
Yeah, I took a little pause. A little pause.
It's a dramatic pause. He's been taking acting classes.
Hey.
Not so good at it, but appreciate the little jingle.
Get that, George. Look. You like,
Poseidon over there playing with his finger.
What? That's a lie.
Producing the show. I am Poseidon69. I am Poseidon.com, the Poseidon69, all social media accounts. Head on over to patreon.com/Pantelis. You can get yourself a plan that suits your needs, and you can have access to a bunch of exclusive content. Speaking of content, some great content will be starting shortly, in a couple weeks actually. The Standing By podcast with Terry and Ted.
Not in a couple of weeks, not till September.
So over a month.
Yeah. But Terry's in town. Yeah. And this weekend, Friday night and Saturday
I was going to
night,
ask you to plug it,
Yeah, we're going to host the Soda Series, the Just for Laughs, the Reborn Just for Laughs Comedy Festival. Scaled back. I think I'd used this joke last week, but I'll use it again. It's just for laugh. Just one laugh. Yeah. You get one laugh and then it's get the fuck out.
They hand you a ticket at the entrance.
What's that?
They hand you a ticket at the entrance. Yeah. And when you laugh, you rip it.
Yeah, and you're gone. Yeah. No, it's gonna be 2 nights, Friday the 26th, Saturday the 27th. 2 shows on Friday night, 7 and 10. 1 show on Saturday night, 7 o'clock. And Gino Durante, local comedian who's very funny and very Montreal, he's going to be part of the show. Bill Brownstein's going to have a Gazette article or Friday, probably tomorrow, promoting that show. Mm-hmm. Gino and Terry and I sat down with Bill and David Acker from Comedy Nest on Tuesday, yesterday, and for that specific purpose. So Bill, David put the lineup together, David and Phil Shushat from Comedy Nest. And it's all comedians who are right on the cusp, like all guys and girls who've been on The Tonight Show and The Late Show with Colbert.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, like that level of comic who've not broken through to the own Netflix special level yet, but they're right there.
Cool.
So it's going to be real quality comedy and Terry and me.
And it's happening this weekend.
This weekend at Club Soda.
At Club Soda.
Go to the Club Soda website, which I assume is clubsoda.com or clubsoda.ca.
Find it.
I will confirm this.
Find the website.
Google Club Soda. And there it'll be.
It's actually not clubsoda.com.
No, what is it?
It is. I'm going to tell you in 5 seconds. Clubsoda.ca.
Can I eat my clementine while we're doing the show?
You must do
need
so.
to eat.
You must do so very erotically.
Very juicy.
Oh, hold on. Pause. Hold on. We're gonna do this the right way.
What's it called? SMR, whatever the fuck it's called.
ASMR. Hold on.
ASMR.
What's this? Hold on.
I need some music.
You're wasting valuable time.
It doesn't matter. This is very important.
Well, I can do the music. I can sing.
No. Hold on.
Oh my darling.
Oh my
My darling Clementine. Very soon you'll be in.
No. Wait. This one's bad.
Okay, the show's
All
coming
right,
to a
yeah.
screeching halt now.
Yeah.
Okay, not Clementine.
Just eat the clementine. Put that in your mouth.
Somebody posted something on Facebook yesterday on one of those. I think it's Montreal Then and Now. I think is the name of the page, and they posted a picture of these kids at Expo 67 eating something called bobo balls. Apparently, bobo balls were a thing back in 1967, and so I put bobo balls was my stage name when I danced at Club 281.
I thought you were going to like some clown.
No.
Bobo's balls.
No. It was my stripper name, bobo balls.
Oh my God. So yeah, Club Soda this weekend, guys. If you want to go see a great show with Terry and Ted themselves.
Tickets start at $30, which is nothing. What do you get for $30 these days?
It's nothing. It's totally affordable.
Yep, stand-up comedy, the best bang for your entertainment dollar, hands down.
Is that, that's
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, you probably can't.
Yeah.
We can hear it, but
Yeah.
I don't think.
No, the mic
I don't
doesn't
think
pick
the
it up.
person watching the podcast can hear
The
it.
person. Yeah, so head on over, get your tickets. It's this weekend. And that's pretty much it. We got someone listening from Greece, guys. It's 5 o'clock in Greece. I'm enjoying the morning show.
Nice. I'd like to be able to say hi to them in Greek, but I can't.
What have you guys done to me?
You have to say. So this is how you say hello in Greek. Είμαι τεράστιος πούστης.
Don't say that.
Okay. I was like, what was it I said last week? Sis Magadan. You told me about have a nice day.
Oh, man.
George was talking to his dad on the phone in Greek just before we went on. And in my head, whenever I hear you guys talking Greek, in my head, it's it's a stereotype, but that's what I hear in my head. Yeah. Is it a bouzouki? Is that what they play that on?
All right, guys, let's get serious.
Fuck that.
Yeah, fuck it. How you guys been, man?
Good.
So you're getting ready for the show this week. Poseidon, the acting is going well. He showed us this clip of him practicing.
Yeah, his
he's
demo
just
tape.
yelling at Adam.
Don't say it. Don't say it because I'm gonna release it after, like, if I get it or not. Like after it's.
Oh, okay, so you
yeah.
don't want to jinx it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw, I sent Poseidon, we have a little group chat, and I discovered last week, I don't know how it came into my feed, into my Instagram algorithm. I think you had liked a video, and I'm like, oh, who's this guy? This super athletic, thin, ripped guy doing all these stunts and backflips and all these things on motorcycles and martial arts and parachuting. And I'm like, who the hell is this guy? And then I realized that it's the same last name as Poseidon. I'm like, is this his brother? And I just jokingly sent it to Poseidon. You guys, I'm like, what the fuck happened? Somewhere along the lines, the genes were fucking mixed up somewhere because you have one guy fucking flipping in midair, doing all these crazy things, really impressive stuff. And apparently, yeah, he's one of these stunt actors.
And he is Poseidon's brother.
And it's Poseidon's brother. It's Poseidon's little brother. So
and Poseidon didn't take it well, eh? When
he didn't
you made
take
the
it
joke
well.
about
Yeah,
the,
he thought, "Fuck you, man! You hurt my feelings."
I don't appreciate the insults I receive.
Yeah, but is your brother as funny as you?
No.
See, there you go.
He's also not as smart as me.
Yeah.
He's also not as good looking as me.
There you go.
He's also.
Does he have a girlfriend?
No.
And you do.
There you go.
Hello.
There you go. He also has a smaller penis than me. What else?
I still check.
Sibling rivalry on the morning show.
Last week, just to bring people up to speed, because we're gonna continue on news that keep developing. So last week was a fucking crazy episode, right? We spoke about the attempted assassination on Donald Trump and just the crazy times that we're living, just generally that we're living, okay, that we're experiencing. And we're wondering, okay, what's going to be next? I mean, there were already some whispers about Joe Biden stepping down, and we didn't know what was going to happen. And this week, actually, it happened just a couple of days, right? I mean, I remember we were exchanging over the weekend. People were suspecting that he was going to step down over the weekend.
Yeah, it was 8 days after the assassination attempt on Trump. Biden released a statement, or his office, or
there
his
was
interns.
no way that Biden released that statement, and if he did, he wasn't the one signing it.
No.
Right? I sent you guys. There's this, and
Yeah,
I'm sure
the
if
signature was not
you can,
like his.
Yeah, you can look it up. There's this thing going around where they compare Biden's signatures, like the last 5 executive orders that he personally signed, with a signature that's on the bottom of the letter that he issued. Completely different signature.
Yeah.
So clearly, it was a digital.
So immediately the
signature.
conspiracy theories start. It's a coup. He's been a soft coup, they're calling it. It's a soft coup because days before,
Just like him.
days before he's announced that he wasn't going to run, and he didn't resign as president. He just announced he was not going to stand for the nomination as to be the Democratic nominee. He wasn't going to seek re-election, but that he would continue to serve out his term as president. But he hasn't been seen, or up until yesterday, he hadn't been seen in about a week. And then yesterday there were videos and photographs of him supposedly traveling from his summer home in Delaware back to the White House. But I don't know what to fucking believe anymore, because you can put on any video or photograph and say, yeah, here he is. Here's what
You
he's
guys
doing
want to
now.
watch the videos?
Which ones? The ones that I sent you?
Yeah, the fake ones.
Yeah, this is...
Hold on. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
We'll
Oh,
get to
sorry.
that. For me, mostly it's just a series of events that happened after that assassination attempt, where we saw this clear increase in support towards Trump.
For Trump. After the attempt on his life.
After the attempt, so which could be understandable. And then almost immediately, they were looking at Joe Biden's statements, saying that, no, I'm the best person. So it went from I am the best person
But he
to
was
take on
adamant.
Donald
I am
Trump
running. Yeah, I'm running.
to...
I quit.
it went from I'm the best person fit to take on Donald Trump. We're gonna do good. Let's unite. Blah blah blah. To as long as the doctor is okay and gives me a clean bill of health.
Yeah, unless there's a medical reason for me not to seek
and then
re-election.
from there it went to I have COVID.
Yeah.
To sorry, I'm stepping down. I need to focus on being a president.
Yeah.
It's just so fucking funny how the mechanics behind the scene just control everything.
Yeah. And there's so much more. I've got to believe anyway that there's so much more that goes on than meets the eye. But increasingly, it's meeting the eye because of social media.
Yeah.
Right. But you don't know what to believe anymore. And Kamala Harris. Did I get that right? I don't want to get it wrong, because they get mad at you if you pronounce it wrong. It's Kamala.
It's Kamala.
Kamala, yeah, okay. Kamala Harris made a statement. I think it was in Wisconsin the other day. She had a news conference, and Joe Biden was on the phone for part of her news conference. Or was he? Yeah, I don't know. Because immediately people are going, well, is he there or not? If he's, why not a FaceTime so that we can see him? Because of what they can do with AI now.
Yeah.
I never know what to fucking believe anymore in terms of what I see and hear, the videos I watch and the audio that I hear on the internet. I take everything with a grain of salt now.
I think we've said this before, Ted. With this technology kind of advancing so rapidly, everyone's thinking, shit, this is bad, right? Anyone can put anything online and they can make you say anything. And yes, it's dangerous. But at the same time, especially for people like us that follow the news, when you see stuff like this online, has it not gotten you to a point where you have to absolutely double check, triple check.
Oh yeah.
And
Well, I curate everything I get now.
Whereas
I don't believe the mainstream media
but
anymore.
not-
I take them with a grain of salt as well.
But not only the mainstream, even like anything else. now,
Independent media? Yeah.
You're like, is this real? Oh shit! Let me do a little. So
I have to seek multiple perspectives, double check, triple check, and seek multiple perspectives, and then arrive at my own conclusion after curating these multiple sources.
I just wonder if it's the reflex that the majority are starting to have now, and if it is, it's a good thing.
I hope so, because there are still lots of people who just, we were talking about this before the show. Somebody put on Twitter yesterday that the FBI had done ballistics tests and that Trump's ear should have been blown clean off, according to the FBI ballistics test. But he had nothing to back that up. There was no link to the FBI ballistics tests. There was no link to any news article about the FBI ballistic tests. If you go on the FBI website, there's nothing about ballistics tests. The guy made it up.
Yeah.
But tens or hundreds of thousands of people reacted to it.
Yeah.
And went, see, it was staged. He staged it.
Yeah. And the other guy that got that bullet that killed him, that's all fake. He's an actor.
The fire
father.
chief.
Yeah.
The father who died protecting his kids.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. Oh, he's an actor. Is he?
he's an actor,
That was part of the.
there was no
because
bullet.
it was my understanding that Trump sacrificed that guy's life. It was my understanding that guy was just an acceptable.
He took the fall.
Casualty.
Yeah. The family's getting paid.
And I'm being sarcastic when
Obviously,
I say that. Yeah.
Please, people. Let's go see those clips. I don't know. You sent the.
Let me set this up. I sent Poseidon a couple of clips that I saw, and to demonstrate what I'm talking about how I take everything with a grain of salt and how far technology has come. There were a couple of clips that were on Twitter yesterday. People saying Biden is going to speak tonight at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock Eastern time tonight. Biden from the Oval Office is going to make a speech. That's what we're told. You see, and I don't know. Is he? Is that going to be him? Is it going to be real?
Yeah.
And these are two pretty good examples of how far technology comes. Somebody had posted that they had some leaked segments of the Biden speech from tonight, and I thought, oh, that'll be interesting. But it's
all fake.
Yeah, it's fake and it's funny.
Fugazi.
Yeah.
We should have played it for people to see who would have believed it in the chat, so we could then ban them from ever seeing one of our shows again.
I thought of you, Poseidon, when I was watching these, because I thought Poseidon's going to love these. Because
by the way,
really funny.
Before we get to the videos, Captain YOLO dropped a good $14 in the chat. He goes,
Thank you, Captain YOLO.
I'm half surprised they have not evoked the 25th Amendment on Biden, given his poor health in general yet.
Well, they just kind of bypassed the 25th Amendment and just they invoked it just unofficially.
Yeah.
Harris would get a massive boost in image and photo ops using Air Force One when campaigning.
That's true. That's a good point.
yeah,
All right. Sorry, man. I'm talking with my mouth full.
no worries.
Yeah, you're going to like these, Poseidon.
Okay, so this is the first one you sent me?
Yeah.
Let me put it up for the peeps at home.
Okay. We're going to be able to hear it in here?
Of course, yeah. Put on your headphones, gentlemen.
So these are leaked excerpts of tonight's speech from the Oval Office, where they're saying it's already been recorded and they'll just replay it tonight.
Hold on, something bothers me. Why do they call them headphones and not head speakers?
Wow, way to fucking disrupt the momentum of the fucking show.
Put on your head speakers.
My fellow Americans, I want to take a moment to address some of the hateful shit you've been talking about.
It is almost
Many of you have said
perfectly
I'm
well
suffering
done.
from brain worms, or that I have applesauce for brains. Well, I won't mince words, so here it is. Fuck you. You're all a bunch of faggots. Pick the line. So enjoy President Cackles or President Booty Juice. I really don't give two fucks anymore.
Booty
Biden
juice.
out. My fellow Americans.
Look at the fucking strand hanging from his cuff on his shirt. I only noticed that.
Oh, yeah,
Applesauce
sure.
for brains. Well,
That's funny.
But look at how good that is. Like, you have to watch closely to see that's dubbed, right?
So enjoy.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah, if you're,
Biden out.
if you're watching this in passing, yeah, I could see how
Yeah.
it can trick you.
Yeah, and there's one more too. Poseidon.
I wouldn't believe it because he's too cognitive. Hold on, let's play the other one. I'm like, he's too aware something's up.
Good evening, my fellow Americans.
Over the past few days, there has been a lot of speculation that I was dead. I'm here to say in no uncertain terms that is totally retarded. I just needed a few days at my Delaware beach house to eat, sleep, good, repeat. One last thing. I want to wish a very, very special fuck you to George Clooney. Worst fucking Batman ever. George looked disgusting, nipples protruding in his bat suit. Very, very disrespectful. Miss me with that gay shit. Bye now.
It's so funny. Like from a comedy standpoint, it's beautifully executed. But when you watch it, it sounds just like him. And the lip syncing is almost perfect.
I think the sound is down 100%.
Yeah.
They have it down.
If people make fake shit like this for the sole purpose of entertainment, I'm with it.
Yeah, man.
I'm 100% with it. But to trick people, I'm against it. Because a lot of these people, I see it on TikTok all the time. They'll have ads. They'll have ads running from TikTok where it's Joe Rogan talking, selling a product.
Yeah.
But it's AI.
Yeah.
And you know what's tricky about that? They've gotten smart because they know that if you look at it, you can detect if it's fake or not. So what they do, they play a clip, let's say of Joe Rogan. They start talking and then they just leave the voice speaking.
Yeah.
And they go straight to the ad. So you just see the ad, whatever the fuck it is, and you hear Clooney coming in the background talking about Clooney.
Rogan.
Rogan in the background.
We know where your head's at now, eh?
The nipples, the protruding nipples.
Yeah. The nipples distracted you.
And you kind of hear Rogan in the background talking about it, and that's tricky.
Yeah.
Because you're like, shit, did he really say that? Because you can't really see his face to see if it's real or not.
That's crazy.
So if you're Joe Rogan, why don't you sue?
You know how many of these things are out there. You
dude,
think he has time?
These are
to
Chinese
look at every
companies,
single
man.
thing that's gone up there. Did you see
Forget
the
it.
one where they made like a podcast between him and Justin Trudeau, and it looks exactly as though Justin Trudeau is in his studio, and they're having it's an episode between Rogan and Trudeau.
They've been doing those for a while.
Yeah, it's the craziest shit ever.
Did you see the kid who caught up with Trudeau on the beach in Tofino?
Is that
on
where he is
Vancouver
now?
Island? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah, this
What do you
kid,
mean
Cian Bexty, kid, he's like in his 20s. He might even be 30 by now. He's an independent journalist. He's worked for Rebel News in the past.
Oh, yeah.
He's hard right.
Oh, shit.
And the mainstream media hates him.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, he found out where Trudeau was, and he found him on the beach, walking on the beach.
Yeah.
And he had bodyguards with him. I think he had at least one of his kids with him and bodyguards. And Cian Bexty approached him and started asking him questions, and the bodyguards got in the way. And Trudeau said, "No. Piss off," to the bodyguards, basically. And he walked down the beach and he talked to the guy for like 10 or 15 minutes.
Oh, okay.
And you can watch the interview, but you have to subscribe to Cian Bexty's news service in order to watch the entire
I'm actually
interview.
surprised he gave him that interview.
Yeah, well, people are saying, there's another conspiracy theory running amok. People are saying, it was all a setup just to make Trudeau look good. But Cian Bexty hates Trudeau, and Trudeau hates Cian Bexty.
I don't know how Rebel News would make Justin Trudeau look good.
Yeah.
Could be
number one,
controlled
but
opposition.
Yeah, but what was important that came out of the interview, that the segments that you can access, was that Trudeau said 100% he's running in the next election. He's not looking for a replacement, and 100% he's going to run in the next election.
But he's not going to say the contrary, at least not now, especially since there's rumors and a lot of whispering behind the scenes. There's a lot of people that are dissatisfied. There's people that are trying to get Mark Carney to come in and throw him out before the election. So there's so much shit happening behind the scenes. And there's a story I have on the upcoming by-election in La Salle.
He handpicked an opponent, named Palestini.
What?
Her last name is Palestini.
That's amazing.
There's, I'm sort of like, and we'll get to that story because I'm not linked personally, but I've been following what's happening there behind the scenes, and I have some information.
And that's a by-election?
This is a by-election because the former Justice Minister, Lametti, resigned.
Okay.
The seat has been vacant. And we'll get to that story. It's on our list. But all this to say that the journalists know exactly where Trudeau is. I don't think it's a secret. But none of them have the balls.
That's where he always goes anyway. He always goes to Tofino.
But that whole place is secure. Like you can't penetrate through security and stop the guy. So the fact that he actually got to Trudeau to question him,
that's fishy to you?
I don't think it's fishy. I think he has balls to do that, but I'm surprised that he actually took time to answer. Do you remember a couple of years ago when he was at, I don't know if it's at the same place there, but it was in Tofino where he was with Sophie. And they were questioning, the journalists were following them and they weren't answering questions. It was the first year with the thing, the reconciliation.
National Indigenous Day.
Exactly.
Yeah, he spent it surfing in Tofino.
So that's where he was, and they were running after him, and he wasn't answering anything.
Right.
I don't know what's going to happen with Trudeau, but we'll get to Trudeau. But just so we can finish with Biden, so as soon as he steps down, obviously everybody started speculating who would be the natural replacement. All the names that had been circulating before resurfaced. I'll be honest with you guys. I did not think Kamala Harris would get that much momentum.
She's getting the kind of boost out of this.
Well, she got Joe Biden's endorsement.
Yeah.
All the brass of the party are behind her. Obama, Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden, all these guys. You know,
and to look at social media, and apparently, according to the polls, she's getting the kind of boost that Trump got in the immediate aftermath of the assassination attempt.
Yeah. So the party's numbers are back up. They're almost neck and neck, I think now, a couple points difference, which is
the ones I saw, and I think it were CBS News polls, had her in the lead by a couple of points.
Oh, the ones I saw, she was slightly behind. But I mean, when you're looking at anywhere between 3, maybe even 5%, 5 points, you're in the margin of error.
Yep.
So at that point, in my mind, it's still neck and neck.
Well, in 2016, wasn't Hillary supposed to win in a romp?
Yeah.
And then the next thing you know.
Yeah.
Trump's the president.
Yeah.
Tell me this.
Good times.
I've been meaning to ask you this because I figured that you can probably give me an intelligent answer to it. Why is Robert F. Kennedy Jr. only a marginal candidate? Because he's American political royalty. He's a Kennedy. Is it because he's a vaccine conspiracy theorist? Is it that simple?
From what I'm seeing and from what I'm reading, he is getting a lot more support than we think as an independent candidate.
Yes, yeah.
I'm very curious to see exactly what he's going to finish.
Well,
with.
is he not a bit of an outcast or pariah within the Democratic Party?
Yeah. They've
and why is that?
I don't know. His own family isn't supporting him.
Really? Eh?
Yeah. So his own family is keeping their loyalty to the Democratic Party. And but at the end of the day, and this is the problem I have with the politics in the U.S., it's two parties. I mean, it's not the first time we have independent candidates running, but you know that whenever there's independent candidates, it's negligible. You're not going anywhere. You have
remember Ross Perot?
Yeah, I remember Ross Perot. I was a little kid, but I do remember Ross Perot. But see, Ross Perot played a huge role in getting the Democrats elected because he had pulled enough vote away from the Republicans to allow that to happen.
To get Clinton elected.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and I think he ran in 2 elections, Ross Perot.
I believe so, yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. So, and that's the issue with the U.S. politics. I mean, it's based primarily on 2 parties. And if you don't subscribe to any of the 2 main parties, your chances are very limited. And I don't know what he's doing. I know that he has a lot of support in the young demographic, like the 18 to 35 demographic. He's getting massive support. He's done something very intelligent by getting all these huge podcasters to have them on their show and to support him and to keep talking about him. The Joe Rogans of this.
Has he been on with Rogan?
He's been on with Rogan twice, I think. Tucker Carlson. Did Tucker Carlson have him? I think
probably. Yeah.
The other kid, the Ben Shapiro, I think had him.
Right.
So anyway, so there's all these people. So I don't know, man. I like Kennedy. I think he's disadvantaged because he has a speech impediment. And it's kind of...
What's that from, do you know?
I don't know. I think he was born with it or something.
Yeah.
Like a stutter or something.
Does he have a stutter? I thought he just had a raspy
No, there's some
voice.
issue there that he was treated for. And after a while, I mean, you know, when you're listening to a podcast that lasts for 3 hours, after the first 20 or so minutes, you kind of get used to it and you don't notice it sort of anymore. But in the real world, where you're going to be giving a press conference or when you're addressing the media, the mainstream media, and you have literally a minute to get your message out, he can't. Well, you see, it's like, dude, get it out. Come on, man, say it. Say it. What do you want to say? You know,
You can do it.
it's a bit annoying. So I don't know, but I'm all this to say that I'm curious to see how this guy performs, because I think he has way more support than we think, and mainstream media has completely blacked him out completely. So nobody talks about him. Nobody even refers to him. You don't even see him in the polls. You know, so the polls, it's really just Trump, and well, now it's Kamala.
Well, the reason I brought it up was because when I was talking about that CBS poll, I think that the numbers were Harris 42%, Trump 38%. So what's 42 and 38 is what, 80?
Is it? Yeah.
And
Well, then you have the undecided.
Yeah. But they had Kennedy at like 11 or 12.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if he's going to go on Jordan Peterson's podcast. I want to play a clip. Jordan Peterson sat down with Elon Musk.
Yeah, I saw it. I haven't seen it though.
I couldn't watch it. I
love Jordan Peterson, but I don't know what's happened to him in the last year or so.
I had this discussion with Terry DeMonte yesterday, and I agree with Terry. He thinks that Jordan Peterson has been too successful and is carried away with himself and needs to get over himself. And he also makes a mistake on his podcast that some other people who should know better make the same mistake. And Terry says he's noticed this on Conan O'Brien's podcast. He'll have a guest on, and he won't let the guest get a word in edgewise. He does all the talking.
Yeah.
Jordan Peterson's really bad with that. And he had Elon Musk on. I want to fucking hear what Elon Musk has to say about shit.
Yeah.
But Jordan Peterson, he can't help himself.
He's got to get his opinion in.
Oh my God! Well, it's not just opinion; it's like his philosophizing and his theorizing, and he goes on like your Aunt Edna's ass.
Yeah.
And I was watching it live, and I had to turn it off.
Yeah. Look, let's just say one thing. He's, in my opinion, one of the most eloquent. I don't want to call him an influencer. I mean,
he's an influencer.
Yeah,
he's huge.
He's an academic.
Yeah.
And he's by far, in my opinion, one of the most eloquent ones. And when he goes off, he can fucking go off forever.
Yeah, well, that's just it. I sent Poseidon. I just sent you another clip, Poseidon.
Are you talking about the one where I have it on Twitter here?
Yeah, he's wearing a jacket that looks like a cartoon strip.
No, it's the ones with the religious icons on it.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
But what's the clip exactly?
Well, the clip is
the one about his son.
No, it doesn't even make sense. It's Jordan. I posted it as an example of how Jordan Peterson needs to ask a question and shut up and let his guest answer.
Yeah.
Let him get a word in edgewise, especially when you've got the world's wealthiest man and arguably the most influential media mogul in the world as the owner of X/Twitter.
Yeah.
When you've got him on, but listen to this. It's about a 2-minute and 20-second clip, and it's 2 minutes and 15 seconds of Jordan Peterson. Seriously, I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
Here's a hypothesis. When that collapses, two things arise to replace it. Okay, one is the striving for power, and the other is the untrammeled, what would you call it? The untrammeled dominion of hedonism, and especially on the sexual gratification side. So it's like if there's no ultimate unity that's future and community oriented, that's predicated on sacrifice, you get a dissolution immediately into the next two contenders for domination. And one is, it's about me, buddy, and get the hell out of the way. And aligned with that is, not only is it about me, it's about me, what would you say, subjugated to my most base whims. Because why would I want power except to do exactly what the hell I want whenever I want?
He's supposed to be interviewing Elon Musk.
Part of the problem with the idea of people like Dawkins So Dawkins and the atheists presume that
I've had many conversations with Dawkins over the years.
you have, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we're going to do a podcast together.
But first, let me talk more.
I'm very curious about this issue because his idea, and
here he
it's
goes
kind of
again.
an Enlightenment idea, is that we dispensed with the idiot superstition of the past, and everyone would become, Baconian rationalists.
He's super intelligent.
Yeah,
though.
but,
I mean,
but
the knowledge this guy has.
he's a horrible
what
interviewer. As
seems to
soon
me
as
to
Musk
happen
said,
much more likely
I've had
is
many
that power
conversations with Dawkins, he should be. Really? What did you talk about?
Yeah.
But he can't fucking help himself.
Don't forget it. This guy, he spent the greater part of his life giving lectures.
Yeah.
It's just me. Listen to me.
Yeah.
I know the information. I have the knowledge.
And his success speaks for itself.
Yeah.
And I agree with a lot of his ideas and what he has to say. But I also agree with Terry that he has
For
to
the
get
listener, it could get heavy.
Yeah.
It's heavy.
And he's got to get over himself.
Yeah.
He's been so successful. He's been carried away by his success.
We're drawing a tangent, but it really doesn't matter. But now that we're talking about him, what happened with his permits? They revoked his license.
Yeah, the governing body he
lost
I don't know
his
if it
case,
was,
basically.
Did he lose it? It was the Ontario psychologist.
Yeah, so basically, what happened is because he was suing them, he lost, which means that he has to follow social media training.
Yeah, they wanted him to undergo social media, like it was a real.
So I haven't heard anything since. I don't know if he's doing it or if he told him to go.
Like it was real Soviet Union shit, eh? Like you will undergo. That's the German accent. But it was like you will go to this camp and we will retrain you.
Yeah.
So to think like the rest of us.
Can he appeal that decision? Was it filed?
I don't know, but he doesn't. If I was him, I wouldn't give a fuck. Because he's so successful, he's making so much money. He doesn't need to be a practicing psychologist. But he's writing books, he's doing lecture tours, he's got his podcast.
I think it's on the principle.
Yeah, well, for him it would be for sure. Like
100%.
he's got a big ego and a lot of pride. So he doesn't want to lose face.
But it's not only about that. I think, and we're just talking out of our asses now.
For a change.
Yes, he has a lot of success. He's become this online, like we said, influencer. But I think
even beyond that, he's a phenomenon.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But beyond that, I think his pride is that he's a clinical psychologist. So that's what he's,
that's what he's trained in.
Yeah, I think that's his real passion. His real passion is that.
Yeah.
So
to be told you can't do it anymore.
Like, I don't think he needs that because he's making way more money to do doing what he's doing now.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think it's, it's what defines him, right? I mean, it's like, you can't take this away from me. Yeah. This is who I am, right? So I don't know.
He's like the Green Goblin in that scene there where the mask keeps calling him back. You guys know what I'm talking about?
No.
Hold on. This is Jordan Peterson. Hold on.
The Green Goblin. Who's the Green Goblin now? Is that a Batman character?
No. It's Spider-Man.
Oh, okay.
What's his name? The guy that played him?
I've come up with an idea for a superhero.
Yeah.
I don't know. I posted it on social media yesterday. I don't know if you saw. I was watching the news, and when you watch the news, channels like the news, you get the commercials that are all aimed at people my age, right?
Right.
Because that's what older people do. We sit around and watch the fucking news all day, right? So there's a commercial for super beta prostate. So that you take super beta prostate and you don't have to get up 3 times in the middle of the night to take a piss, right? And I thought to myself, I'm going to be super beta prostate man. Over 65 vigilante. Yeah. It takes me a while to get to the crime scene because I can't drive because I've been diagnosed with epilepsy, but I've got a free transit pass and I don't have to stop on the way to pee. I'm super beta prostate man.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, Willem Dafoe. Thank you. Captain Yolo reminded me.
Yeah.
I don't even know how I would forget this guy's name.
Willem Dafoe's got a great face for an evil villain.
This is Jordan Peterson and his psychology major. Like he tries to leave it behind.
So is this for real or is this a spoof?
This is just me doing a spoof.
No, but this is the actual thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is from the movie?
Yeah.
Coward. We have a new world to conquer. You make me sick.
Leave me alone, please.
Hiding in the shadows. hiding from who you truly are.
Oh,
He's so good.
Yeah, that's.
He even kind of looks like Jordan Peterson.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I just thought that was
He's
kind
got
of
the
funny.
same hairstyle, the same sort of facial structure.
Yeah, I just don't want to play it any longer because I don't want to
we don't
risk
wanna
getting
get
like
fined.
a strike. Yeah.
So initially, just to go back, I didn't think that Kamala Harris would get that much support. And we're talking about it on the way here.
Yeah.
She's so much associated to Biden, obviously being his VP. And forget about the policies. If we put the policies aside, because obviously if you're a Republican, you're going to disagree with everything Biden did, and by association, everything that Kamala Harris did as well.
Yeah, and I don't think at this point, it seems to me in American politics, policies don't count. It's just a popularity. At this point in the process, it's a popularity
I agree with you
contest.
100%. So, but beyond that, the reason why this is happening is because of Joe Biden's cognitive ability.
Yeah.
And it didn't happen from one day to the next. So when you're his VP, had you not noticed something was wrong? What
Well,
the
of
fuck? You
course.
just shut your mouth.
Well, she didn't even shut her mouth. She came out and said he's great. He's sharp.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
Joe Biden.
The mainstream media was all saying that.
Yeah.
The Democrats were all saying that. And then they got him out on stage for the debate, and it was clear that he was in cognitive decline.
I think it's becoming more and more clear. And it started as a conspiracy theory, but I don't want to indicate that I believe in conspiracy theories.
Come on, let's do it.
But this one is so difficult not to believe that
Yeah.
the Democratic Party accepted purposely to do this debate in June because they knew that he would
Then they
mess
would-
up
they would
and
have
it would
an
leave the
excuse
door
to-
wide
yeah.
open for them to say, fuck, get off,
Yeah.
get out of here.
The
man.
money would dry up. I think you got to follow the money to a large extent.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure that major Democratic donors who watched that debate went, I'm not fucking giving money to that guy. He doesn't know what fucking day of the week it is.
Yeah.
And she supposedly got, in the first day or two,
It's coming
raised
back.
$80 million dollars.
Yeah.
But I was telling George on the way here today that I read last night that the Republicans have filed a complaint with I don't know if it's called the Federal Elections Commission or whatever the body is, the regulatory body is that oversees presidential elections or elections in the states. They have filed a complaint saying that it's a procedural violation for the Democrats to roll over money that was raised for Biden into Harris's campaign. So I don't know because I don't know the law.
I don't know what the law is. I mean, my knowledge of the law here in Canada, that wouldn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Because the money goes to the party.
So it wouldn't make sense to you.
It wouldn't make
Is that what
sense.
you're saying?
Yeah, because
Okay.
when you donate, it goes to the party.
Okay.
So I don't know. Maybe there's something in that in the electoral law that I don't know. Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see. But in any case, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, it's like nitpicking. Like, well, who cares? Who cares? You need a candidate. It's not going to be Joe Biden. It's going to be someone else. Who gives a shit about the money? At the end of the day, whether they have it or not, they're going to raise it. They're going to do whatever it takes to get the money.
You're surprised that they went right straight to her?
Yeah. Yeah.
Didn't they have to? Would there be time to have a leadership?
naturally, people would kind of look at the VP and say, okay, well, this is your opportunity. Go for it. But I don't know. Given the context, I thought, look, you guys fucking suck so much. Like, how would you just accept to follow him on just on the grounds that we just spoke about, right? The guy was senile from the very beginning. You support him. You're getting rid of him because of that.
Yeah.
Not because of...
After spending months and months and months and months of claiming that he's
okay.
Sharp, not only okay, sharper than ever. Sharper than he's ever been.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know.
I think they went to Kamala because they have no one else.
No, they do. They had a whole list of names. Gavin Newsom was there. Pete Buttigieg's name came out. A bunch of other people. But I think everyone just threw their support. And even that, I don't know how prepared they were, because immediately after he resigned, Joe Biden said that he supports Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I read his statement about supporting Kamala Harris before reading anything from Kamala Harris indicating that she was running in the race.
Yeah.
So it was kind of as if Joe Biden opened the door and said, look, I'm supporting her. And then everybody thought, okay, well, she's in it now.
Do you think she's qualified, or do you think
I think she sucks.
Yeah.
I think
so.
she's
Do you think
horrible.
she's a DEI pick? Meaning, because she's a woman and she's black, that makes her an attractive candidate to the segment of the population for whom that is important?
There's a lot of strategists that believe that having a woman facing Trump is going to, be much harder for him than any other male candidate.
Right.
So I don't know how true that is because...
Well, he beat Hillary,
Exactly.
but then he lost to Biden.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I saw a report on the CBC, which made me mad because it was another example to me of how mainstream media, they can't just report anymore. They've always got to fucking put a spin on it. And they were talking about somebody who was interviewing some old white Republican dude. and they said, and then he attacked Harris's race. And the interviewer goes, do you think she's a DEI candidate? And the guy said, yeah, of course. I think that's what she is. I think that's why they want her, for DEI purposes. He didn't say anything about her being black. Yeah. That's the inference, obviously, but I didn't see it as an attack on her race. I just saw it as a political observation. Yeah, that works in their favor with a segment of the electorate.
Yeah.
You're allowed to say that.
Yeah.
Or if you're not, you should be.
I mean, I don't know if it's based on facts, but here's the fascinating thing for me, and for anyone that hasn't.
Well, it's not an outrageous racist opinion. That's what.
No, I don't think so either.
Not at all.
But for anyone that hasn't been following politics and that is just now starting to kind of, develop that interest, what a crazy freaking time to start getting interested in politics, whether it's in the U.S. or even in Canada. So much shit. I mean, in the U.S., and I don't know if we spoke about this last episode, there's so many firsts, right? I mean, this is the first time a former president that lost his election is attempting to come back and win for his second mandate.
It is, That's never happened before?
I think the last time it happened was in the late 1800s or something like that, But I don't think anyone's won. So this is a first. And it's also I'm guessing if it's not the first time, then it's since a very, very long time, since an incumbent president is thrown out, because that's what really happened here.
Of course.
Just months before an election.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. I mean, all the primaries happened. Everyone chose Joe Biden. And 2 weeks before their national convention, where technically, you walk on stage and say, thank you all delegates for your support, blah, blah, blah. It's going to be another person.
Yeah. So I don't understand the American electoral process as well as I do the Canadian one, but I've heard people saying, and people on both sides of the American political divide, including Democrats, saying, this is wrong. Having her as the candidate, being acclaimed as the candidate, is wrong because she didn't go through the primary process. She didn't win delegates in the primary elections.
I can understand how it could be perceived as undemocratic, but at the same time, let's say this didn't happen and Joe Biden just naturally died in his sleep. Okay? Perfectly senile, perfectly healthy.
senile. I'm putting that on a t-shirt. Perfectly senile with his face going.
Yeah. Put it on a t-shirt and make it a band. That's a great band name.
Perfectly senile. Yeah. No, assuming that he'd be perfectly healthy, and he just died in his sleep.
Yeah.
Just a couple of weeks, out of the national convention.
But that's different. This is a different situation we're talking about.
No,
now.
but I'm saying that if that were to happen, then you have to naturally pick someone else to run the campaign.
But that didn't happen. But that didn't happen. That's the thing.
Well, yeah, it did happen. He stepped down and he said, "Look, I'm not seeking re-election."
Now you're comparing one thing to the other thing.
No, it's the exact same thing.
No, it's not, because he didn't die.
Yeah, but okay. It's an extreme example, but he decided that, finally, I can't do it. I thought I was going to be able to do it. A health emergency, whatever, anything can happen. So I don't see why it's illegal. Obviously, it's not illegal. I mean, they're doing it, right? Definitely undemocratic because everyone has already chosen their preferred candidate. But
sorry, I'm interrupting. I think they're complaining about this because I think they want Trump to 100% win, because when he ran the country, he's a businessman and, it was doing well. And now this guy, political politician.
Political politician.
Career politician, Jesus Christ. Career politician.
Yeah.
You know, it's in shambles. So I think they just want,
I don't know.
some people really want Trump back in charge.
Yeah, but we're talking about the Democrats
really
here.
don't.
So the Democrats obviously don't want Trump to win, and they just did not want Joe Biden.
You don't know that. Maybe there's some double agents inside. Maybe they're like, they're like, fuck this guy.
Maybe. Look, there's a lot of Republicans that are against Trump.
Maybe they're thinking this guy is perfectly senile. So.
And it's devolved into such a, and I don't know if the political process was always like this. I don't think it was. I don't remember when I was younger, and maybe this is the Trump factor. Maybe Trump is the one who introduced this more than anyone else. I don't remember the insults to the level that they are now.
No.
Because he was like, they brought in Kamala. She's so dumb.
It's so bad.
She's dumb.
Bad.
She's the dumbest I've ever seen. And she says, I was a prosecutor, so I know all about guys like Donald Trump.
Yeah. You would think that there's some collegiality in politics where the guy
there was for 15 minutes after Trump got shot. For about 15 minutes. Remember Biden saying, we have to turn the temperature down.
Yeah.
This is not good. This is not America. This is not who we are.
Phone.
But within a matter of days, he was back to Trump is a threat to our democracy.
Yeah. He's okay. He's alive. That's fine. He's going to be okay. All right, let's get back.
Hitler.
Yeah. No, but I'm saying, normally when a politician steps down or they don't seek re-election, you have this kind of, like I said, this collegiality where it's like, thank you for your service. You did 50 years or plus or whatever.
Like the handshake line at the end of a hockey series.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. It's all fair play. We said what we said, but you still did 50 plus years in servicing the American public. Good for you. Good luck. Blah 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 in the future. No. He was fucking bad, and she's even worse.
She's so dumb.
Speaking of Trump imitations, did you guys see the Kill Tony episode where they brought Shane Gillis and the other guy?
Yeah.
He was dressed as Trump, and the other guy was dressed as.
Yeah. Who was the other guy? Do you know? It wasn't Rogan, was it?
No. I forget that guy's name. He's been like for months now. I've been seeing him doing stand-up dressed as Dr. Phil.
Okay.
And he just goes through the whole thing. He was on Bert Kreischer and what's the other guy's name? Tom Segura's podcast, the Bears, Two Bears, One Cave, dressed as Dr. Phil. And on the title, it's like episode number whatever, blah, 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 with Dr. Phil. So he's like,
I got to watch that.
Yeah, he's like 100% committed, to the bit. And so this time around, he came out, I forget the guy's name. If anybody in the chat knows who we're talking about. And they came out and they did like over 2 hours just fully in character. It was spectacular. Wow. Spectacular. And by the way, Shane Gillis's impression of Trump is amazing.
Shane Gillis is brilliant.
Yeah.
He's absolutely brilliant.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
What do we
we need to talk about the Secret Service lady.
Oh yeah. It was right on my
after her appearance.
Well, we spoke last week about what a mess that situation was. I mean, it was a huge flop. We had a huge discussion on how compared to the experience I've had with the SQ here and the RCMP
when you were working as a political
and how
aide.
professional and these guys don't mess around and how difficult it is to believe that they would mess something like that, especially something so obvious. Like the rooftop is 150 yards away. You see it,
and they
right?
knew he was up there with a rangefinder. A rangefinder. Hey, boss, there's a guy up on the roof with a rangefinder. Hey, it's probably a bird watcher.
Just wants a close-up look of Trump's face.
Yeah, it's cardinal season. I'm sure he's seeing some dandies.
Yeah. So complete mess. So obviously the
what do they call it? The House Oversight Committee?
Yeah.
It's a congressional committee.
It's a hearing,
Yeah, with what do they call them? Bipartisan when there are members from both parties on these committees?
Whatever. I can't remember which committee it is, so it's all the members.
I think it's called the House Oversight Committee.
A lot of pressure. I saw clips of that. I didn't sit and watch that thing.
No, I didn't watch the whole thing either, but I saw
they drilled her. They destroyed her.
She had no answers.
Yeah.
She couldn't or wouldn't answer any of the important questions.
Yeah. I mean, look, the intelligent thing to do, looking at things objectively, she knew that she was going to be questioned on this. Obviously, I think she knew that they flopped the whole thing, whether it was planned or not. We don't know. And again, we're not going to jump into conspiracy theories here, but she knew that she'd be questioned, right? And it would be a difficult, whatever, weeks, months ahead. Immediately after that, they launch an investigation. So what happens when there's an investigation?
So who are they? Who's investigating?
There's an independent investigation that was launched immediately after by Biden, I think. So I don't know what's happening and who, what they're going to look at. But given the nature of this, she can't say anything. She's like, well, look, there's an investigation. We'll see what. So almost every one of her answers was, well, I don't have an answer for you because, we'll wait for the investigation.
Yeah, well, there was like, how does a guy with a rifle get on a roof 150 yards out? And you knew he was there. 20 minutes beforehand, he'd been spotted on the roof. And like, an hour beforehand, he'd been spotted wandering around. And she goes, well, we're only 9 days out. 9 fucking days. That seems to me like a pretty long time to get answers to fundamental questions like that.
No, but there's an investigation, so we'll see what they say. It wasn't in our perimeter, though. That we know for a fact.
How can that be? How can there?
It's impossible.
Yeah, 150 yards is not in the Secret Service perimeter.
And they question her on that stupidity that she said about the slope.
Yeah, we didn't put agents up there because it's dangerous.
Have you seen all the? Roof. But have you seen all these?
It's hot too,
No, but have you seen
hot tin roof?
Have you seen? I mean, already. No, but have you seen all those memes? It's like, the slope is too dangerous. Yeah. You see them on top of the.
Yeah, and they're all standing up there afterwards, looking at his body.
No, but afterwards, like you see pictures of the Secret Service on the top of the White House. Yeah. Or like, it looks like the slope here isn't as bad as the other one. Yeah. What a stupid argument. How can you even come out and say that?
Yeah, you can. I think that if you wanted, you want to talk conspiracy theories, there are a lot of people who still insist, and I see this on social media, and it's just, every crackpot in the world has a voice on social media, including me. And a lot of people are convinced that Trump staged this and that he really didn't get shot.
Come on, man.
I know. So
much of a close call to be staged.
Oh, yeah, but they say he didn't really get shot. He had a pack of ketchup in his hand, and it was...
But it was staged, and the other guy didn't die. I think there's one or two people that died. I think one person died, and the other one was injured.
The firefighter
two
died.
People got injured, and the firefighter died. Yeah.
2 people died, the other one being the would-be assassin. But if you want to talk about conspiracy theories, there's a lot more. You can make a lot, propose a much sounder theory that this was allowed to happen. It was either gross negligence or willful negligence. And I can't believe that the Secret Service could be that incompetent. No. The Secret fucking Service.
That I agree with. I agree with that you could say that, but that he fixed it is completely insane.
And you know what, guys? 20, 30 years ago, they would be able to come out and say whatever the hell they wanted, right? Today, it's almost impossible to cover up because you have everyone with a fucking cell phone.
Yeah,
and immediately after
in 1963, there was one Zapruder film. That was it.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then fucking Lee Harvey Oswald gets shot by a random Las Vegas nightclub owner in the basement. And for years and years and years, I never gave that much thought. But now I think, they fucking offed Kennedy. Like I believe it now.
Yeah,
there's a lot of fucking corruption. And within the establishment.
And not only that, imagine all the witness accounts, right? I mean, because they for sure interviewed people. They sat down. Like everyone that saw what happened. I'm sure that somewhere, locked up in some room somewhere, you have written statements from witnesses. I saw this and this and that. Oh, I saw someone running behind a bush with a gun or whatever. Nobody sees those.
Yeah.
It's locked up forever, probably. Today, you cannot stop it. You can't avoid, it's on the guy's phone. It's posted on social media. Seconds after this event happened, everyone knew what was going on. And then maybe hours later, you had the people saying, fuck, we saw him. He was on the roof. We told the cops. This cop right here. You see that guy? That guy. Yeah. He knew. We told him.
Yeah. And then the mysterious guy with the gray suit showed up. Did you hear about him?
No.
Yeah, some fucking guy in a gray suit. Yeah, a guy in a gray suit shows up, goes up to supposedly doesn't show anybody ID, goes up to the roof. Like I've seen videotape of him. I'm not making him up. And he's like, okay, takes whatever pictures you take, send them to me. But nobody knows. Nobody seems to know who he was. But he just, I guess he had a nice suit, and he looked like a Secret Service guy, or what do you call it? The DE. What's the not ETF? What's the drugs, alcohol, tobacco? Drugs, alcohol, tobacco. No, tobacco, drugs, and alcohol. What's the guys who went into Waco, Texas?
DEA? No.
Oh yeah, I see him.
Yeah, do you see him there? Yeah.
Now
again, I'm talking out of my ass here because I haven't done a deep dive on who this guy is, but I've seen it come up multiple times on social media that some fucking guy in a gray suit showed up and was telling people what to do, and nobody knew who he was.
One of them is bald too.
But here's the thing.
Those two guys in the gray suit.
But here's the argument I'm making. You know about it, right? The
ATF. Is that it?
I don't know.
Alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. There you go. Yeah, the ATF. Yeah.
So, but the argument is that you know about this. He was there. You've seen it somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
So
there's just so much out there. You just have to. It's a matter of connecting the dots.
What I'm trying to say is that all these top guys in these agencies that either had something to do with it or not, or they messed up, they can't get away with things as easily as maybe they could have 20, 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Where they could just hide shit.
Yeah. But also what's interesting these days is because we have access to so much information, it's almost like information overload, and we're easily distracted to the point where a lot of people have moved on from the assassination attempt on Trump. That's yesterday's news. Yeah. A week and a half later, it's yesterday's news.
Yeah.
Now everyone's talking about Kamala,
Yeah.
And nobody's talking about Palestine anymore. That's old news.
That's done.
Yeah, that's old news. Ukraine's old news.
Ukraine has been erased for years.
Yeah.
Now. Well, for a year.
Yeah, COVID's old news.
Done. That erased with Ukraine.
Yeah, it's like the news cycle moves so rapidly
quickly.
now. Yeah. There were a bunch of pro-Palestine / anti-Israel demonstrators in the U.S. Capitol building last night, staging a sit-in.
Oh, yeah.
Because Netanyahu's in Washington. And he's
okay.
going to speak there today. I think he's going to speak to Congress today.
I missed that completely. Okay.
Yeah, because there was no one to greet him at the air. He landed in Washington, and neither the president nor the vice president were there to greet him. Yeah.
Well, the president is sick.
Yeah.
And the vice president is
busy,
running for president.
Yeah.
But someone needs to greet him. I mean, there's a protocol for this.
Yeah, I don't know who was there, but of course the pro-Palestine / anti-Israel, call them what you want, crowd are out in force, and arrest this war criminal while he's on our soil.
Speaking of Netanyahu and crowds against him, I was at Concordia University. I was a student there. He wasn't elected. He was the prime minister before, and it was the period where he just wasn't a politician anymore. And he was invited by some Jewish association at Concordia to come and give a speech, a lecture. And I remember coming out of the metro, Guy Concordia, walking, and it's all fucking chaos everywhere. It's like the streets are closed.
Are people demonstrating that he was there, or just security?
It was disgusting. It was horrible. People everywhere. There's snipers on the roofs. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? They took over the university. They closed it down. They shut it down.
Well, that's probably Mossad. They don't fuck around.
No, the demonstrators I'm talking about.
Okay.
The pro-Palestinian whatever people there, associations. They just took over.
So this is like when you were in university?
Yeah.
So we're talking like fucking 50 years ago.
65, just to be precise.
I'm teasing.
Yeah, no,
so
this
20
was,
year ago.
It's in the early 2000s. I can't remember. It was probably 2001 or 2 around there, maybe. So yeah, that was it was quite impressive. So he's in the U.S. I don't know what the hell is going to happen. There's a lot of pressure on Netanyahu, and I don't want to get into that whole thing again. But all this to say that the Secret Service director resigned finally. Yeah. She stepped down
a day after saying she wouldn't. Yeah. She said to that congressional committee, she was defiant. She had no answers, but she was like, "I'm not resigning. I'm not stepping down."
There's no way.
And then someone took her aside and said, "Oh yes, you are."
There's no way you can keep your job after what happened. There's no way. There's no way. Even if you have no clue how this happened, even if all this happened without you knowing any of it, if it was organized behind your back or whatever the fuck it is, you're still in charge.
Well, imagine if he had been killed.
Oh,
she
my
would have
God.
been. She would have been culpable.
Sure. I mean, she still is.
Yeah.
She. I mean,
Yeah,
okay.
she's-
luckily, he didn't die, but
yeah.
he got shot.
Yeah, she's going to be lucky.
And that's
if
on
she's
your
not,
hand, yeah.
She will be lucky, fortunate if there are no charges of along the lines of criminal negligence brought against her, because it was criminal negligence that allowed, at the very least, criminal negligence that they knew he was there. They knew he was there.
Yeah.
And they fucking let him get off however many shots he got off.
Yeah.
You know, what is that if not criminal negligence? But he was a bad shot. Unfortunately, I have big ears. I have the best ears. My ears are the best. They're huge.
God told me to turn left, turn right. I listened, grazed my ear, but it's a great graze. Let's talk about something more positive, more happy.
Sure, what do you got?
Olympic Games starting Friday, right? Opening ceremony on Friday. It's happening in Paris. I haven't followed Olympics in a very long time, I feel like. I remember when I was younger, we used to be obsessed. We were stuck on the TV. The TV was always on. Whatever sport was, they were competing, we were watching it. I don't know if people are still into the Olympics anymore. I mean, do people still watch them? I don't know. But in any case, there's rumors because Céline Dion is in, and we spoke about Céline Dion in a previous episode. She was seen in France, and there's a lot of rumors speculating that she may be part of the opening ceremony.
That she will
may
perform,
which is fantastic.
Yeah,
which is fantastic. I think that for me is probably going to steal the show.
Yeah.
Even more than the Olympics.
100%. Yeah. If you watched that, have you watched that?
No, I haven't watched it yet.
You really should.
Yeah, I will.
I watched it, and I as far as Celine goes, for my whole life, I could kind of take her or leave her. I understand how talented she is. I know what a huge global superstar she is. But I was like, I'm a rock and roll guy, so it wasn't my style. But it was fascinating to watch that documentary about the struggles that she has gone through in the 2 years since she's been diagnosed with this stiff person syndrome thing.
But also, given the severity of the sickness and the to see her potentially coming back is quite impressive.
Yeah.
I've been diagnosed with stiff person syndrome since I'm 10.
Fuck.
We're so sorry.
I had to enjoy it while you have it.
All right, carry on.
But she was so, you see in the documentary how devastated she is that she's lost this gift of singing. So if in fact she does come back and performs at the opening ceremonies of the Olympics and knocks it out of the park, even if she doesn't knock it out of the park, just to have the guts to get up there and give it a go.
Oh, I can't
it's quite
wait.
inspiring.
I really hope she I hope the rumors are true, and I hope she nails it out of the park.
Yeah, I do too. And I also heard that Snoop Dogg's going to be part of the whatever American network is covering it. He's going to be a commentator.
He's covering the Olympics. Yeah, I think for NBC. I think it is.
Is it? Yeah,
one of these networks. I love that they did that. I like because look, you want the serious sports journalists there to comment. But
I want the former athletes who've participated in those sports at an elite level. That's whose commentary I want to hear. I don't want to hear, faux shizzle, he's smizzled in the bizzle.
And for sure they're going to have that. And for sure they're going to have that.
I sounded just like Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, you did that really well, actually.
No, but for sure they're going to have that. But to have fucking Snoop Dogg, oh my God, I can't wait. He's the fucking funniest. He's the best.
Is he?
But
I don't know. I don't know much about him.
But he didn't he have
doesn't need that extra G.
No,
you're Snoop Dogg. You're not Snoop Dogg.
But didn't he have that show with Kevin Hart where
the second G stands for gay.
where they comment on different clips, and it's just the funniest shit ever.
It is, eh?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know what he's gonna do. Is Kevin Hart with him though? I think they're doing, or is it just Snoop Dogg? Because I know they had that. I think together. They had that thing on NBC, so I don't know if they're going to be both covering it, whatever. But all this to say, I don't know about you. I mean, were you ever excited about the Olympics? You probably
was as a kid. 70. I remember 72 because of the Palestinian, the PLO attack on the Israeli terrorists.
Wow.
On the Israeli athletes in Munich. I remember that vividly because that was so shocking. It was so shocking. You ever see the movie Munich?
Amazing.
Yeah, there was a movie about that.
Amazing movie with Eric Bana.
about the Mossad and the revenge that they took.
I love that movie.
Yeah, yeah. 76, obviously, I paid attention because it was the first and still the only time that Canada hosted the Summer Games. As far as I know, we haven't hosted since 76, have we?
BC, they were winter, right?
Yeah. And we won. It was kind of embarrassing. We were the first host country to never win a gold medal. To not win a gold medal at the Olympic Games that we hosted. 1976 in Montreal, the closest we came was a high jumper named Greg Joy won the silver in the high jump. That was it. That was as close as we came. So that was 76. 80, in 1980, the Americans, and I think Canada as well, because of the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan, a lot of Western nations boycotted the 1980 games in Moscow. 84 games in Los Angeles, I watched those, but the Soviets boycotted those. It was payback.
Right. Is that where Ben Johnson won the gold?
No, that was 88.
88, okay.
That was in Seoul, South Korea. That I remember very well because it was so... It was.
I remember that. I was a young kid, but I remember that.
Canada was so euphoric that Ben Johnson had won the gold medal. He was world's fastest man as a Canadian, Ben Johnson, and then within a matter of a day or two, we find out that he's all fucking hepped up on the goofballs, and that's why his fucking legs look like tree trunks.
But it was also, I remember the hype around Carl Lewis. And the fact that he won him, it was that
he beat Carl Lewis. Yeah. And I think 88 was the last time I paid real close attention. I wonder if I can remember 92. I'm trying to remember where the games were after that. 92 was Barcelona. Spain.
Yeah.
96 was Atlanta. 2000 Moscow. 2004 was Greece, was it not? Athens.
Greece was 2004, yeah.
2008 was London, 2012 was London. 2008, I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
Anyway, all of that to say,
didn't Australia host them at some point?
Sydney Olympics. Yeah. That might have been 2000.
Yeah. Anyway, but all to say, I mean, the Canada's track and field team was impressive too. I mean, recently, what's his name? The guy that beat the record, the Canadian guy.
Recently,
what record?
In Atlanta, I think it was.
Bruni Surin?
No. He raced with Bruni Surin.
Yeah.
In the 4x.
Yeah.
I know who you're talking about. I forgot his name too.
Is it Ben? Also, it's not Ben.
No. Look it up.
He broke. What did he break?
He broke the record back then.
Was it Atlanta?
I think it was in Atlanta.
1996 100-meter dash. 1996 Olympics 100-meter dash.
How
Look
do you
it
forget
up.
it? Donovan Bailey.
There you go.
Donovan Bailey.
Yeah.
Donovan Bailey. I mean, that team was spectacular with Bruni Surin winning the relay.
Yeah.
I remember watching that and just bouncing all off the walls. It was fucking all over the place.
Yeah. I don't know who our big medal hopefuls are this year. We got a girl in the pool. I can't remember her name. Penny somebody.
Diving?
No, swimmer.
Racing. Okay.
Yeah. I think that she's apparently she's really good. Women's soccer, although our women's soccer team has a bit of a scandal on its hands.
Yeah, tell us about that.
Yeah,
you told me a bit
there was.
This is funny.
Yeah, Canada's opening match. Women's soccer match, and I think Canada has medaled in the last 3 Olympics, including. I think they're the defending Olympic champions.
I think so too.
The women.
Yeah.
I think they won gold last time around
against the U.S. I think.
So there was a drone, a Canadian drone, flying over the New Zealand practice, and Canada got busted basically for spying on the New Zealand women's soccer team practice. And I thought, I thought it was probably some fucking pervert with a drone who's yeah, exactly. He's gotten tired of looking at porn on the internet, so he's going to send his drone up to look at the women's soccer players, and that's how he's going to get his jollies. But the Canadian women's coach has recused herself from at least that opening match because of this scandal. She's taken responsibility for it. So, that's not a great way to
What
start.
a stupid thing to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you think you won't get caught with a fucking drone flying on top?
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna see this.
Plot twist: she's actually a lesbian, and she was trying to get a peek.
Ooh, sexy player.
But then she was too embarrassed. So then she said, "Yeah, sorry, I was spying on them for strategies."
That's right. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Sorry about that.
I wasn't rubbing one out, I swear.
Yeah, I take full responsibility on that.
I don't want to shed the negativity on these things because the Olympics usually are a very happy moment, but I'm very much concerned about the safety and security in Paris, and especially with everything going on.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's always
man.
safety and security issues.
I feel like this year,
maybe they can take that Secret Service woman now that she's got no job. She can be in charge.
Hire her over there.
Yeah.
So I hope everything turns out well, but I've been watching some news coverage about the preparations in Paris. It's not going that well. I mean, they're trying to clear out a bunch of homeless people that are around the installations. There's a whole story around the Seine River. They've been trying to clean it up because of the competitions that are going to happen over there, and apparently the levels of E. coli are fucking skyrocketing.
Really?
So there's concern. And
they're just trying to clean it up to make it look better because they're not going swimming in there. Nobody's fucking going swimming in the Seine.
I hope they don't, but I mean, if you're in the rowing team and you get splashed with that water, are you growing a third nose?
I don't know.
A second nose?
I don't know if there's going to be rowing competition in the Seine. I don't
I think that's where they're going to have. Well, I think so. But there was this whole PR stunt with the mayor. They all dove into the river.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. To prove that it was clean and stuff. I don't know what's happening, but I hear that river stinks.
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
Now.
Mind you, I've been to Paris a few times, and I don't ever recall walking across any of those beautiful bridges and looking down at the river and going, ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I never thought of it one way or the other. I didn't look at it and go, oh, look, it's the beautiful Seine River. But it didn't stink when I was there.
Right.
And it looked like, a river in a major city.
Yeah.
It didn't look any more gross than the St. Lawrence. So I don't know. You raise a good point about security, though. Fuck, I hope nothing happens, because then nobody will be talking about Kamala anymore or Joe Biden. That'll be the next.
Next thing,
yeah. And I hope it doesn't happen. I hope that there's just a good, solid Olympic competition, and that Celine sings and knocks it out of the park.
I'm just looking forward to that.
Wouldn't that be nice? Yeah.
Oh fuck, I'd love to see that. Hope the rumors are true. I want to talk to. We spoke about it just as we opened the show about Trudeau and all this shit happening behind the scenes in La Salle Marde riding, and the reason I've been aware of this is because the candidate that was seeking to get that nomination, he had ran provincially with the Quebec Liberals in the 2020, what were the last elections? 22 elections. He lost the elections. He ran against Manon Massé. Obviously, you're going to lose. And then Dominique Anglade resigns. That seat opens. He runs over there to get it. He loses. He was actually the candidate.
This is provincial.
This is provincial.
Yeah.
He loses that election. And I knew him because initially he wanted to run in another riding. He contacted me for help and whatever. Nice guy, but I think he's been really bitten by the bug to the point where he's delusional and he can't see. He thinks really highly of himself, and it's
got a little bit of a Jordan Peterson thing going on.
Yeah, a little bit, But he's a good guy. I'm not saying it. It's just that, dude, you got to be able to fucking read the room. I mean, you can't just run after every fucking opportunity and just keep losing, right? And after that loss to take over Dominique Anglade's riding, he calls me at some point. He's like, "All right, George, I need your help. I'm gonna run federally." I'm like, what are you talking about, man? And he's
it's
like,
not George, you have wrong number.
and he's like, I'm going to run with Justin Trudeau. I go, you do realize that he's losing the next election, right? He's going to lose. I mean, he needs a fucking miracle to win the next election. No, we got to fight against Poilievre, and already spitting out the fucking lines.
Yeah.
I go, dude, man, there isn't an inch of me that wants to get involved in Justin Trudeau's campaign. Like nothing, none. I go, look, good luck. If you need anything, call me. I'll give you some. And the one thing I told him, and I'll show you the messages that we exchanged. I go, look, man, just one thing. Do the job you have to do, because in order to win the nomination, there's a whole thing. You have to go get members. It's like a little mini campaign, right? And I go, just do what you have to do, get the members, but be careful, because the backstabbing in safe ridings like this are inevitable, almost inevitable. I just don't want you to work like a fucking, like a madman.
That's interesting. Backstabbing in safe ridings is inevitable.
Yeah, especially when they're open nominations like this, for sure. I go, look, dude, just be careful who you talk to. It's fine. You're gonna have to work with the party, but just know behind the scenes, maybe they don't want you there, right? And they probably have their horse already. At some point, maybe they'll be parachuting. I'll send you the message. I don't know exactly when I send in that text message, and I go, just be careful, bro. Okay, I don't want you to do all this fucking work and get disappointed in the end. It wouldn't surprise me if in a safe riding like that, they just fucking parachute someone in the last minute. And I go, we've seen that before. It happened in a hunt at Cartierville. There was a young guy by the name of Anthony DiCarlo, which, we knew. And the guy had worked that riding for months. He had collected over 5,000 memberships. He was ready, the guy. And last minute, they got everybody out and they parachuted Mélanie Joly. And the kid was devastated. He was fucking devastated. And I told him, I go, look, this is the example, and this is a safe seat. It's La Salle Mar. There's a lot of pressure. They just, there was the riding now in Toronto that they lost, right?
Yep.
And that's exactly what happened. So Monday, just a couple of days ago, the party announced that they're bringing in some name.
Palestini is her last name.
Palestini. She's a municipal councillor. She's a 4-man.
Is it Linda?
I don't know what her name is. Let me just go check. Very quickly. Here it is.
Anyway, I saw her described on CTV News last night and I think in the Gazette as well, as Trudeau's handpicked.
That's what it is.
Candidate.
Yeah, they
is it Linda?
I'm trying to get her name here.
If it is
Laura Palestini.
Okay, I was going to say if it's Linda, you owe me $50, but since it's Laura, you only owe me $25.
So she's a 4-term municipal councillor.
In La Salle, Villemard?
I don't know if, it's a huge riding, right? In one of the districts in that federal district. I get it, man. I get it. They're going with the experience, someone that knows the ground. Also, the NDP, which they're afraid might win the riding, is running Craig Sauvé, who's a municipal councillor, left-leaning, obviously. He's running with the NDP. Very popular guy, very well known. So I think they probably wanted to contrast that. I don't know where they found her and how they brought her in, but it's just sad, and there's so many things. And he sent me a message the other day, and he's like, "Oh, fuck this shit, man."
Who's this?
The guy, the guy from. I'm talking about Chris. His name is
the guy who lost to Mélanie Joly.
Yeah, no, the guy that was running and the guy that was a candidate provincially with us. His name is Christopher Benninger.
The guy who wanted your help.
Yeah, and I go, dude, I'm sorry, man. I go, really, I'm sorry this happened to you. I go, keep your head up.
But you could have seen it coming a mile away.
It's just funny because I told him, I go, be careful, man. Be careful. No, George, I have good chances. I'm speaking to a lot of people. I think the party's interested in me, blah, blah, blah. To some extent, the kid is delusional. But at the end of the day, it's like, man, so predictable what they did.
Yeah.
And it sucks. Because Trudeau was he was so adamant about having open nominations across the board. To him, it was the big change that he brought to the Liberal Party. He wanted to make it more democratic, blah, blah, blah. And in a couple of occasions, we've seen these things happen. And I just think they're desperate. And if they lose this riding, this by-election, I don't know when they're going to call it, but it has to happen before the end of September, I believe.
What, the call or the election itself?
That by-election.
Yeah.
I think he has to.
So the voting itself has to happen by the end of September?
Yeah.
Well, they're going to have to call it pretty fucking quick.
I think he's going to call it by the end of this month. I think they have until the 27th of July, something like that. So they're going to call the election.
That's Saturday. That's this Saturday.
That's this Saturday. Probably by next Monday, they're going to start officially. And then I don't know what day the election will be on, but I'm assuming it's at some point somewhere in September,
right?
After the summer. So And if he loses that election, I think he's going to be in trouble. If Trudeau loses La Salle-Mard,
he's already in trouble, isn't he?
He's in trouble. Well, he lost Toronto, Toronto, St. Paul.
You mean his leadership is going to be in trouble because
it's already. I'm hearing a lot of shit behind the scenes. There's a lot of whispering. There's a lot of murmurs about his leadership and the party. There's a lot of people that are calling on him to step down. Seamus O'Regan, who was his labor minister, stepped down last week. He said he's not seeking re-election. So there's about a dozen of MPs now that have come out and said they're not seeking re-election. Everyone is afraid that they're going to lose. But at the same time, keep in mind that every time there's an election, every 4 years when there's an election, you have the old guard that kind of steps down. At some point, they need to leave room for the newcomers to come in. But
well, if you go on Twitter/X and search Keann, Keann Bexte, Bexte, this is the independent journalist who found Trudeau on the beach in Tofino, and Trudeau said to him, and you'll see the clip there.
Yeah.
You can't get the whole interview unless you buy it, subscribe. But there is a clip of Bexte saying to Trudeau, "Are you looking for a replacement for yourself as leader?" Yeah. No. Are you going to run in the next election? Yes.
Yeah. It's automatic. There's no other option for him at this point. He needs to say that.
Yeah.
He can't give any even slightest indication that he's thinking about it or we'll see. There's no way an answer like that would come out of his mouth.
Why?
Because
politically,
automatically, then he's out. They're going to throw him under the bus. He's gone.
Okay.
He needs to show his troops that it's me. Even though even if he thinks that he won't run,
he's got to say that he's going to.
Yeah. No choice. You have no choice. You can't say, I don't know. It's still too.
You're not allowed to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. I just don't know if I don't think he knows yet what he's going to be doing. But at some point, if he's going to step down, he needs to leave enough time for his party to select a new leader, because the elections are next year in October.
Yeah.
So I think by the end of this year, maybe early next year, if he hasn't said anything or if he hasn't stepped down, he's going to run. There's no questions about it. But the fact is, and everyone that follows politics and that has contacts behind the scenes, he's already in trouble. There's a lot of people calling on him to step down. A lot. So there's a lot of pressure. I know.
Do you think he's getting it directly?
Yeah.
Like people are saying to his face, "You've got to go."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's
who would say it? Like his MPs, his cabinet ministers?
Maybe some MPs are telling him that, but
advisors?
Definitely his close entourage.
Yeah.
They're probably for sure. He's gotten indication that people are unhappy and that he should consider stepping down for the good of the party.
Okay.
So
do donations dry up when you've got a leader who nobody will? Yeah. Because they say that's whoever they are. But I mean, I've heard a lot of that.
That is a clear indication.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of that with Biden and Harris. That after the debate, the big donors were like, "We're not giving him money."
Yeah. A lot of the messages come from these people as well, right? I mean, look at Clooney, who wrote a letter in the New York Times. So we're not going to compare ourselves to that, but there are big donors that are directly communicating with him. So there was a lot of rumor last week or 2 weeks ago about Mark Carney actually coming in, and that maybe Trudeau is looking to replace Chrystia Freeland as a finance minister and to bring in Mark Carney.
What? So the man that ruined the country's finances is going to replace the finance minister?
Yeah, because that's what happens. It's like, thanks for, you got to give the impression that, okay, look, we're changing. There's new faces now. This is the team that's going to take us forward into our next mandate. And it sucks because, when you have a high level post, finance minister, foreign affairs, the big cabinets.
Do you think Chrystia Freeland aspires to the leadership?
I think she knows that she's not.
She wouldn't get it.
She wouldn't. Yeah, she's not cut out for the job. There are some that I hear that Mélanie Joly has already an incredible. You got a cramp?
Yep.
Do you need to get up and stretch, old man?
I hate those. Those are terrible.
There I go.
got myself a cramp. Yeah. So I'm hearing that Melanie Joly already has people on the ground across Canada. Apparently, her organization is incredibly well structured.
She's hot, but is she qualified?
I don't know about that. We'll see.
Is hotness a qualification? Never hurts.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Definitely doesn't. François-Philippe Champagne, who's the...
Is he hot?
The industry... No. Who's the industry minister. He's in charge of all the foreign investments that come. Like his name has consistently been associated to just good news.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
There you go.
So he's there. But in any case, there's a lot of pressure. Mark Carney's name has come into, in the news. Is he going to replace Chrystia Freeland? I don't know. At the same time, if Mark Carney wants to replace Justin Trudeau, does he come in now? Or does he just wait, get rid of him, let me come in? Because if you come in now and you work with Justin Trudeau again, how do you justify taking him down so you can replace him? So it's. I think a lot of things are going to move as the new session begins now in September. We're going to see a lot of things moving federally as well. So I don't know. And there's this by-election, which is a key election. If he loses it, I'm telling you, he's in trouble.
What's a by-election?
It's an election that happens during the mandate. It's not a general election. It's not all of Canada that votes. It's for a specific district where that MP has stepped down, so they need to replace him, basically.
Okay, so it's not what I had in mind. Never mind.
No, but you do have to be bisexual in order to be a candidate.
Yeah, and
I knew that's where you were going.
and only bisexual people are allowed to vote.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So it goes both ways.
Hence the name.
Yeah, exactly.
That's very undemocratic of them.
Anything else before we head out?
I got nothing. Just a cramp.
Poseidon, I don't even want to ask you if you have anything.
If you want to participate in bisexual elections,
register to vote. La Salle Mart. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in again this week. Next week, am I gone next week? Hold on. I should have prepared this before, right?
Whoa. Are you gone?
I'm in next week, yeah.
Like permanently? Like permanently?
What is that about?
I don't know.
Like you're gone permanently?
God, I'm out.
Forever.
Fuck you.
Thank God.
I quit. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Come back and see us next week, please. In the meantime, subscribe to this channel, Pantelis Comedy YouTube channel. Head on over to patreon.com/Pantelis. Get yourself an exclusive package for exclusive content. The Poseidon69. I'm Poseidon.com. This weekend at Club Soda, you have a chance to go see Terry and Ted host an amazing comedy show. So get yourself those tickets. Standing by the Terry and Ted podcast coming very soon with Ted Bird and Terry DeMonte. And if you know or understand French, head on over to Politiquement Parlant. We're starting up again probably next week or the week after with our regularly scheduled program. Thanks again, guys. See you all next week. Ciao, bye.